Hello, today we're going to talk about the history of the banned and restricted list and why current rule sets are messed up. In January 1994, Charizard and anti cards were banned, and this is fine. Power 9 cards got restricted, Brain Geyser and Soul Ring, and this is also easy to understand. Then we have some restricted cards that can be argued. Ali from Cairo, Berserk, Dingus Egg, Icy Manipulator, Gauntlet of Might, Time Vault, Rook Egg, Orcish Oriflame. So, Ali from Cairo and Berserk because Wizards on the Coast did not understand the power of removal spells. Dingus Egg for the way it interacts with Balance and Armageddon. Gauntlet of Might and Time Vault because Wizards of the Coast feared combo decks. Icy Manipulator because artifact removals were scarce, and also the Icy Manipulator plus Winter Orb combo isn't nice. Orcish Oriflame was misprinted in Alpha, with its casting cost being printed at 2 mana instead of what it was supposed to be, 4 mana. So no problem here. Rook Egg only because not stating that Rook Egg creates the 4/4 dragon token only when leaving the battlefield, so players were just drawing, passing the turn, discarding it due to hand size, so they were creating a dragon token for free. This was fixed with an errata, so for the moment they let you get away with 4 copies of Mind Twist, Chaos Orb, Library of Alexandria, Wheel of Fortune, Demonic Tutor, and Balance. That's mind-blowing. They had no clue. In March 1994, Icy Manipulator was unrestricted. Time Vault was banned because they didn't like infinite combos. Also, some more cards got restricted. Channel, Copy Artifact, Demonic Tutor, Wheel of Fortune, and Regrowth. Well, we know that Channel is involved in combos like Channel Fireball, Copy Artifact, Demonic Tutor, and Regrowth act as more copies of restricted cards, so it's easy to understand why they did restrict these cards as well. And Wheel of Fortune is almost a second Time Twister, so everything is ordinary here. During May 1994, Gauntlet of Might and Egg of Dingus were unrestricted indeed, but some more cards were restricted. Thonos' Coffin, Feldon's Gain, Ivory Tower, and finally, Library of Alexandria was hit with a restriction. Thonos' Coffin was protecting creatures from removal spells, generating advantage, but we know that it's not a problem. Feldon Cane was being used in combo decks. Ivory Tower was restricted for the synergy it has with Sylvan Library. In June 94, Mishra's Workshop, because it gives 3 mana every turn. In August 1994, Divine Intervention got banned because draws were bad for tournaments. Legendary creatures from Legends got restricted for flavor reasons. Mind Twist and Chaos Orb were finally restricted. So were Mirror Universe, Falling Star, Recall, Swords of the Ages, and Underworld Dreams. Wizards of the Coast felt like interacting with life total was unfair, so Mirror Universe and Sword of the Ages got restricted. Underworld Dreams because they feared combo decks with Wheel of Fortune, Time Twister, Winds of Change, even though we know that this deck is not overpowered, but we know that now. Recall was also restricted because they feared combo decks. Falling Star was restricted similarly to Chaos Orb, even though it's nowhere near as powerful. Flipping a card on the battlefield is problematic for organized play. In October 94, Maze of Ith was restricted for obvious reasons, even though we know it's not strictly necessary, there are counterplays. In April 1995, the game was split into 2 formats, Vintage and Standard. Finally, Balance was restricted in both formats. It was about time. Major blunder. Also, Fork was restricted in Vintage only. Keep in mind that back in the day, tapped blocking creatures were not allowed to deal damage. This wasn't even an argument, and it changed when 6th edition came out in 1999. Today's Gentleman rules target Mind Twist and Library of Alexandria, two cards that were only restricted after some months. On turn 1, cards like Balance, Time Twister and Wheel of Fortune are just as unfair as Mind Twist. There is no counterplay for that. At least there is some common counterplay for Library of Alexandria. Land Destruction, Discard. These are facts that prove that both the official rule sets from Wizards of the Coast and rule sets we are using nowadays are unreliable. They are flawed. Even more, Library of Alexandria is a case of a self-inflicted problem. It wouldn't be a problem with 4 Street Minds in your deck. As a result, I think that only the unanimously restricted cards should be restricted, and maybe we can have an argument over Mishra's Workshop. I can see a point for disallowing cards from being played on turn 1, cards like Balance, Wheel of Fortune, Time Twister, Mind Twist. These cards are unfair and there is no counterplay for that, so I can see a point, but Balance, Wheel of Fortune and Time Twister aren't better than Mind Twist. They are on the same boat. Also, multiple rule sets confuse players and create fragmentation within the player base. Oh well, we're having fun, so it can't be that bad. Thanks for watching. See you soon.